vlogging?
I just started.
Cool.
So we're up to our usual bullshit. It's 3 in the morning, and we're working on the Lincoln.
Off work today.
No,
It didn't work.
No, yes, we on the weekend. And then Grant and Luke are over here messing with blow-off valve things on.
It's going wrong.
It is going wrong. Luke, explain what you have going on here.
Yeah. Basically, it's just a little $26 Amazon noisemaker, basically. This line here, after you get out of the boost, it pushes air out.
It's a recirc valve.
Yeah, he knows words better than I do.
Well, it's basically, you can, if you look down inside here, hopefully you can see something. Maybe get my flashlight down in there. Editing.
Yeah.
So if you follow this hose down, you'll see another clamp down there, and then basically that's a recirc valve, and that's your cold side pipe that is after your intercooler and pre your throttle body. So the boost goes through there, and whenever you get into boost, obviously you're making power, and then you let off the gas to shift. That recirculation valve will open and will get rid of all the boost that's left over in that pipe, so it doesn't go into your throttle body and then into your engine, obviously. And it used to just be recirculated into your intake. There's your intake, but we vented it to atmosphere, and now it's basically a blow-off valve at this point. And he bought his noisemaker there, and it's kind of causing a little bit too much back pressure, and it's throwing an engine code.
Yeah, that is one issue that I don't know if us increasing the spring tension is going to make worse.
Well,
or
so you said the recirc valve is down there, right?
yeah.
It's actually just directly underneath of that hose. You can see the circle that is the recirc valve. If you take off that other hose clamp down there, you can see the entire recirc valve.
So what you're telling me is that you guys are trying to put a blow-off valve after a recirculating valve,
Yeah.
which is possibly one of the dumber things I've heard, but I respect it.
It
See,
sounds
I
fun.
have mine vented to atmosphere, and it makes blow-off noises. They're just not very loud.
Yeah.
This one also makes some blow-off noises.
It does.
It does make it louder though.
Yes, that.
Yes.
Well, it's just the
You
cone
might as well
design
put
on it.
like a trumpet on it.
Basically.
But that's why I said if you just delete the spring tension inside of this, and just use this for the noisemaker and the look, basically, you're accomplishing the same goal.
I have respect for terrible goals. All of this just to get the pachink-a-chink noise that the Saab makes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I
Yeah.
don't think we can do it with it in this configuration.
No, I think you need to replace the recirculating valve with something
Yeah.
more interesting.
Which you can, if you look at it, you can actually see it has 4 mounting bolts, and you can just take that off, and there's companies that sell a flange where you can drop an HKS true blow-off valve
that's
onto
good.
it.
See, I looked it
Yeah,
up
but-
online, and it looks like they do have other valves that you could put there. They're just $250 or $300,
Exactly,
which
yeah,
is a lot of money for just noise.
Yeah.
for sure. I am enjoying my free mod.
Yes.
Well, I mean, this was only $26,
Yeah,
so I mean, it does make it louder.
Yes.
So I guess if we just take off the spring,
Yeah.
and just let her eat that way.
Or you could use a trumpet.
What do you mean by trumpet? Do you mean just like
You get
literally
like
a piece of
a
pipe?
trumpet horn, something that reverberates and makes it.
yes.
Sound
Because what's
funny.
making the noise is
You're looking
is
to
that.
sound funny.
What's making the noise is the cone there.
You could also use like bicycle hose, and then it would make fart noises at you. That would be also adequate.
Grant, you've never been on the channel before.
No,
have
I
you?
haven't.
Okay,
This is actually my first
This is
introduction.
Grant. You're doing great so far. Grant, you have a Saab.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a 2002 Saab 9.3 convertible. It's making somewhere around 260 to the wheels, just with some bolt-ons and a pretty crappy ECU tune that I did myself.
It's really fun, though. It's a super fun car.
It's mostly just catastrophic is the way I would describe it. Everything feels a lot more fun in it because it's scary. It was a lot scarier before suspension mods, where you put your foot down and it tries to go off the road immediately.
It yeehaws and does its own thing.
If I can just
But if there's one car I've ever taking people for rides that just immediately start laughing, it's definitely the Saab.
Yeah, I agree. My first experience in the Saab was amazing.
I suppose someday we'll go for a ride along on the channel.
Oh yeah, for sure. We want everybody's cars to be kind of equally represented.
All right, D, what's going on?
Well, we found the controller for the IMRC, sorry, and basically this is one of the cables, and this is one of the cables here, and the controller's all the way back behind the engine here. But it seems to be electronically activated at about 3,000 RPM. These cables will they'll pull, and it'll open a secondary set of valves inside the intake manifold. And they do open by hand, so they're not stuck closed, which is nice. I just think that the controllers took a shit, basically. So I think we're gonna manually kind of wire it open and go for a drive and see if it fixes our problem above 3,000 RPM. So we're gonna do that.
Moving some, I guess.
It works.
So, Dimitri,
Something's starting to run, right?
what in God's name are you doing?
I absolutely hate it.
I am developing a system
Uh-huh.
to manually operate an automatic system that should not be manually operated.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. It's so the intake manifold runner controller system, which is literally just that secondary set of valves
that's a lot like
inside of the intake manifold. It opens at above 3,000 RPM. I don't think the controller's working because every time we floor it, not even when we floor it, when we just drive it and it hits 3,000 RPM, it starts to break up, it sounds like crap, and it just doesn't go. So we are going to drive it and pull open the valves at 3,000 RPM and see if it fixes it. So, yeah.
Will this be a permanent install?
No, I don't want it to be. I want to fix the problem, but everyone else
God.
seems to think that this is hilarious and they want to keep it this way. I think it's disgusting.
Not a seatbelt.
Alright, so we're gonna go on a test
70?
drive with so Dylan, give me an example of what you're doing. Yeah. Well, we'll see what she does.
Yeah, so we've tried to override the intake manifold runner controller system by routing a piece of wire from the actual gosh, I don't even know what to call it. It's similar to the throttle body where the cable would attach
it's
to
just
it.
a butterfly valve.
It's a butterfly valve. That's a good word for it. We've zip tied a piece of wire onto that, and now whenever we hit 3,000 RPM, we're gonna yank it open and see what happens. Yeah,
Yes, that's the plan.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
It
I can't get
is
this fucking camera to
terrible.
focus.
Yeah, it's really hard to get its focus with the flash on.
It's
Low light also doesn't help anything.
Exactly.
It's only 3 a.m.
It's fine.
It's actually like 4:30, I think.
So I guess the clock on your computer was wrong. It was like an hour ahead.
Goes into gear.
I'm just gonna brace myself up against something for when it starts to get rowdy.
Well, I'm braced
I'm not
against
really
two
gonna
people,
get that
so.
rowdy with it.
Oh, please get rowdy with it.
It doesn't really get rowdy.
There is no route to be had.
There's no round.
I'm just really concerned with whacking my head against these fucking long ass bolts that are just sticking out.
Yeah.
Oh, please get rowdy then.
She's gonna
I like
die.
the
He'll
thing
be
it entices
fine.
it.
Oh yeah.
He'll be fine. It's fine. This car is just a body.
Say when.
No, I know. I was thinking let her get some heat in her a little bit.
All the things. It does change the exhaust note a little bit.
We haven't pulled anything yet.
Weren't you doing it when it was stopped?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I was idling it. It does mess with the RPM a little bit.
So we definitely know that
It's doing something.
they are.
It?
Oh my god, it's worse!
Half a second.
Say
or
like,
two.
something along the lines of like, we did the seafoam the other day and we were trying to give it a day or two to see if it would change anything, but it really didn't do anything. We got it to smoke a little bit whenever we sprayed it directly in the throttle body, but that was pretty much it.
Completely fine. Everything's fine. You don't walk the fucking dog. So we finished our seafoam tests, and it was really fairly inconclusive and really felt unproductive. We did it a second time where we just held the throttle body wide open with the car off and just tried to soak pretty much all of the upper intake manifold with seafoam. And we let it sit for like 15 or 20 minutes, and then we took it out for a drive. And the first couple minutes of the drive, we definitely got the smoke produced that you would expect from doing a treatment like that. And then we floored it once, and we got one good, really big puff of white smoke out the back, and we're like, okay, cool, it's cleaning stuff like it should. Drove it a couple more miles down the road, and then we floored it again, and it immediately just started to And it immediately started doing the same thing that it was doing before, where as soon as you hit, about 3,000 RPM, and it just falls on its face, it starts misfiring and backfiring and just completely breaking up and losing all power completely. So we're gonna turn to some other methods and see what we can't figure out with this car.